Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Rolene Marks, your host, bringing you the top stories from Israel and the region every Monday to Thursday right here on this platform, and also, if you prefer, on YouTube. You can find us at the Israel Brief. Click on the red subscribe button and you too can share the news from Israel with your followers. But let's take a look at what the situation is regarding the COVID-19 crisis in Israel. And over the last 24 hours, the number of infections has risen slightly, and the Prime Minister has said that it is unlikely anything regarding the lockdown will change before the 18th of October. This follows comments from Benny Gantz, the Defense Minister, yesterday saying that he will slowly start to reopen the country should the rate of infections continue to fall. In other news regarding COVID-19, there have been calls to fire Environmental Minister Gamliel after she broke lockdown rules and went to visit her family and subsequently caught the virus. The Attorney General will still rule for police to investigate whether or not the minister lied to tracers. And yesterday, clashes continued between Haredim, or the ultra-Orthodox, and police in the city of Ashdod as police tried to break up a mass funeral. And Ashdod is a city that is a red city according to our traffic light system, and a red city is a city with a high level of infections. On to other news, we now look to the former Saudi Minister of Intelligence and also Ambassador to the United States, Prince Bandar bin Sultan. He gave an interview last night on Al Arabiya English. Very, very interesting interview. But during this interview, he apparently excoriated the Palestinian leadership, saying that over the last 70 years, they have failed. These are quite extraordinary words coming from the Saudis, who have long supported the Palestinian cause. And one of the reasons that he criticized them is their rejection of the peace deal between the United Arab Emirates and the State of Israel. He said that this low level of discourse does not do anything to help promote their cause. He says, the Palestinians seek to gain global support for their cause, and this kind of attitude does not bode well for them. Quite extraordinary words indeed, especially since it's coming from the Saudis, and the Saudis at the moment are that big prize we are waiting for as far as widening our ever-increasing circle of peace. And our last story brings us back to Israel, and we're very proud to announce that Israel will become the first country in the world to outright ban the fur trade. While there are a few cities around the world that ban this, Israel is to become the first country to officially do this, and this is a move that has been applauded by animal rights group PETA. In fact, the fine for breaking this will be $22,000. However, there will be a special dispensation given to the ultra-Orthodox who do import their streimels, or their fur hats. We will see if the legislation further extends to put the ban on that. So a very, very positive move, especially since global consciousness as far as looking after our planet is increasing at the moment, with a lot of attention being given to Sir David Attenborough's series on how we can save the planet, what we all should be doing, and His Royal Highness Prince William as well. His documentary flighted in the UK last night, A Planet for Us All. And one of the areas we don't talk a lot about in Israel is ecology and conservation, and many people don't realize that Israel is leading in various fields in ecology and conservation, one of which is the preservation of rhinoceros with successful breeding programs. So we hope to bring you more news of great ecological breakthroughs coming from the State of Israel. In the meantime, don't forget you can check out our content online at www.layoftheland.online. I've written an article all about how social media platforms are finally starting to say no to hate speech propagators. You can find that up on our website. It'll also be up on our Facebook page. And while you're there, give us a like, give us a follow. Don't forget, we love it when you share our content. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Israel Brief and follow us and engage with us on Twitter at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. So with the Tuesday edition of The Israel Brief, I'm Rolene Marks and we'll chat again tomorrow.